Hello everyone, I am back and today I want to show you my parcel from Temu has arrived. Let me just figure out if this is the best spot to put it. And since I've engaged in a Temu affiliation of late, I figured let me do the unpacking of the parcel. So you can all share in this, and online they call these a haul. So this, I suppose, is a Temu haul. I'm not sure if there's enough in here to call it a haul, but that's what we're going to do. I have cut out my address. I don't really want my address to be all over the internet, so I have done that. And since I've created this haul, I might as well open it like that as well. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. What on earth is this? Your guess is as good as mine at this point. It's got very cute eyes looking at me. And on that side, a cute lion. But I'm not sure what it is. A lever punch. A lever punch, a lever punch. And it is, oh goodness, come on. It's the hexagonal punch that I've ordered. A 2-inch hexagonal punch. This is going to be so cute. I'm so excited about trying this. Have I got something to try it on? Have I got something close at hand? It doesn't look like I have anything. There should be something. Okay, we'll have a look for that just now. But that is going to be fun. Those are all cutting dies. Not too sure what that is. This one is a gift for a friend. This is a birthday gift. It is a Bible cover. It is actually super. Let me show you what it looks like now. And then I must just post this video after he's had his birthday. But yes, there you go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Now, on the photos, this had a much more of a leather look than it has in real life. It's fabric, canvas type, sail type fabric. This is a very nice little sling that should go around the outside, but obviously they've tucked it in here for purposes of, let's just put this paper out, for packaging purposes. So you can either slide a Bible in here. You get a Bible. So this is my journaling Bible, or one of my journaling Bibles. And you can either slide the back cover of the Bible in there, or you can slide a notebook in there. Very, very convenient space that they have. Very convenient sling. I don't know if they said anything about the sling in the description, but that's a very nice bonus in my opinion. And then it's got this top pocket as well. Deep top pocket. Again, pens, notepads, sermon notes, all sorts of things can go into that pocket. Now I need to put this one back in its packaging, seeing as it's a gift. And yes, then we'll do a proper packaging and a card and a whatever it is. It's a 50th birthday. It's a big one. Okay, I know what that is. I'll get back to that just now. Some more of that. That I'm very excited about. This is interesting. And okay, there. Oh no, there's another one there. Okay, let's get the packaging paper. Let's make sure everything is empty. Let's get that out of the way. Right. I still want to show you what the hexagonal punch will do. Oh, I don't have. What I have at hand is notepad paper, and notepad paper is notoriously bad. These are all sermons, by the way. Notoriously bad for punching. You want something a bit sturdier. Let's find this spot here. If the paper is too thin, it tends to tear. But this doesn't, which means it is super sharp and a fantastic quality punch. Well, there you go. Now imagine you punch a couple of these out and you do this, and you sort of build up your little diagram or schematic or whatever it is that you want to do. That's going to be fabulous to play with. Okay, so those are two of the items that we've got. Let me put them aside. Okay, this is something that another friend of mine ordered, and she just threw it in with my parcel. And it is a praise flag. I know she will not mind me unpacking it. Don't you love the packaging on Temu? I do. I love their packaging. I think maybe perhaps a bit excessive. Okay, so this is a rod that will extend, and I believe that it extends, yes, to 1 meter. And this is a praise flag to do praise dance with. And she's got a praise dance ministry, and she ordered this flag. And she'd actually ordered another one, thinking that she'd bought two, but she didn't do the reading of the fine print, and it was only one flag. And so you simply slide the rod in here, and there's not enough space here for me to show you how to do this, but in essence, there's your flag. Lovely, lovely lightweight fabric, which is essential, otherwise it's too heavy and you can't wave it properly. Oops, that's me hitting my light above, trying to get this out of the way. I'll repackage that for her just now, but for now I'm just going to put it aside. I had forgotten that this was in a parcel. And I now know what this is. This is a t-shirt that I've ordered that I thought was kind of lovely. Let me show you. Jesus, the way, the truth, the life. Those colors though, aren't they fantastic? Yeah, this is part of my ministry. When you wear a shirt like this, people feel free to comment on it. And when they comment, you can engage in conversation. So I love wearing t-shirts that is a statement of my faith, because that way I get to share my faith. And that is my passion, sharing my faith. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the repackaging of that. This is what, I can't remember what this is. Wow, properly sealed. Okay, very well packaged. Not too sure where this goes now. Oh, I think here. Here we go, okay. Oh, and now I know what this is. Okay, so these, wow, this is a wooden cardboard that they've packaged this on. Wow, really excellent packaging, excellent packaging. Honestly, this beyond anything I would have expected. So these work with your embossing plates in your die cutting machine. Why don't I pull in my die cutting machine so you can see? So this is your die cutting machine, and it's got plates that's got to go in here, and I don't have all of this at hand now, but I just want to show you how this would work. So now you would have an embossing plate. Didn't I order an embossing plate with this one? No, I didn't. And the embossing plate would have some sort of design here that you would be embossing onto your paper. But with these, you can now either use this or this. And if you put this in the, or over the embossing plate, then these areas will emboss, and this will remain, it will not emboss. So that would give you some space to create a sentiment or whatever it is, or in this case, the other way around. And they're, I suppose, a bit of a luxury item to have. But to a dedicated crafter like myself, absolutely brilliant. So this one is square. And there you have your circle. And knowing embossing plates, I'm going to be honest, these are fantastic sizes. Brilliant sizes. And there's your little oval at the bottom. This is, oh, I can barely wait to work with these. I think I should create a video on using those, specifically using those. And again, I'm so incredibly impressed with the packaging on these. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. I've heard so many people talk about quality on Temu. And on the rare occasion, I found that things didn't meet up to my standards. Overall though, I am impressed. Very impressed with quality. Now, these are pencils. Coloring pencils that I've bought. Now, if you know anything about me and my coloring pencils, I have in excess of 2,000 coloring pencils. Way more if I think about it. But these are different because these have these multicolor points. And so let's bring in that paper again. I'm going to put this one aside just for a sec. And this is bringing this notepad, which is really the worst for art, isn't it? So we go to an empty page here. And so here you have a combination of colors. And depending on which way you turn the pencil, you are always going to be working with a different color. I kind of like this. Okay, this one. And then of course you can work on the tip of the pencil as well. Now, what do I think about the quality of the pencil itself? It's soft enough. It's actually very nice. I've got to be honest, it's a thicker pencil. I've got a caliper here. So if I use this caliper, it tells me, oh goodness, let me just get it in here, that this is 9.5 millimeters in diameter, which is substantial. This caliper, by the way, it's not part of this Temu haul, but this is also something that I bought on Temu because I'm constantly working with measurements and things, and it's difficult, especially when you're working with circular objects. It's not always that simple to measure them and to work accurately, especially for card making and stuff. And I found this caliper to be very accurate and to work brilliantly. And you can see it's simply, as I move this, it will tell you what the distance between these 2 points are. Brilliant. Brilliant tool to have at hand. Okay, back to the pencils. So that was those two. Let me put them on this side. Then you've got one with warmer colors. Those two were both cooler colors in general. This one is warmer colors. Oranges and reds and yellows and those types of colors. This one, blues and yellows. So I'm going to get greens here. Different shades of green though, because they are all different shades in here. Oh my goodness. I'm so going to enjoy coloring with these. I have one of these at hand. This one I think, is it? It looks like it's the same as this one. I do believe it is, actually, which means that there are 2 of each in the set. Well, let's see if that's true or if that's just the way this works now. This one, pinks and purples. Pinks and purples, and you can immediately see the pinks and the purples. Right, this one, pinks, purples and yellows. This one, these looks like all the primary colors, unless I'm mistaken. So I should be getting the secondary colors when I color with it. Where is the purple? Why am I not getting a purple? Okay. I'm getting oranges, I'm getting greens, I'm getting the primary colors. If I don't have a red and a blue next to each other, I'm going to be hard pressed to get a purple out of this. There's a faint purple coming through here, but I'm going to have to work that point to get to an actual purple. Now, it would seem that only 2 of the colors repeated. No, none of these are repeats. So are these 2 definite repeats? I would say yes. Maybe I should switch on the light here, then we can all see more. They seem to me to be 100% the same. I don't know if that's an oversight or whether it was meant to be. Yeah, you see, when I put them next to each other, okay, well, they're in a small blue. I don't know. I think they're pretty much the same. But the rest of them are all different. Which means that instead of 8, you have 7 variations, which can create all of these colors. That's enough. It's more than enough. It would be ridiculous to be finicky about that. Okay. So, I think those are all dies. No, not all dies. I have a couple of stamps. Okay, another stamp set. I'll just do a quick unraveling here. Oh, this one is so cute. So this is a stamp set with mice playing musical instruments. Now, my name is Mariki, my surname is Ace. So when you put the initial M with the surname Ace, it is muis. It's the Afrikaans for mouse. And so I have this affinity, English is slacking. Okay, I have this affinity for mice, especially happy, cute little mice like these, which I am going to use in my journaling to represent them praising the Lord. It's kind of like me in the Bible praising God, but it's not me because they're mice. I think you get it. Am I being silly that way? I guess. But we'll get to be a bit silly about stuff in life. This one, I have a couple of verses in the Bible that I have in mind for this, about prophecies where the tree is cut down, referring to Israel, but there's a stump left, the remnant, and God will protect the remnant. And I like that. There's a story where Elisha, I think it was Elisha, I need to go double check my facts. Elisha and a group of prophets were chopping wood, and the axe fell into the water, and it was a borrowed axe, and the prophet was upset, and he came to Elisha and he said, what are we to do now? And Elisha threw a piece of wood, if I remember correctly, into the water, and then the axe came to the surface, which we all know it won't happen unless God intervenes. And so these are the kinds of passages that I have in mind where I want to use this particular stamp set. And in this stamp set is, I've got, it's more for card making, but I have this in mind. So you have a paved surface, a stone surface. This is like a wood grain, and also the parquet kind of wood grain. To create cards with and so on. I think this is going to be cute. Okay, so those are the 3 stamp sets that I've ordered. Now let's have a look at these cutting dies. Cutting dies work like this. I'm going to quickly grab a couple of cards. Okay, so I love card making, and I use cutting dies quite frequently. So these dragonflies have been cut with cutting dies. I've obviously cut them out twice, out of vellum and out of paper. And that's literally what the cutting dies would do. It would cut these shapes. So when you put it through this machine, there's pressure applied on the plates, and the sharp edges, you pull this out. That's a blunt side. But these edges are sharpened enough. You can see it's not so sharp that I'm going to cut my finger on it unless I apply a lot of pressure. But they've been sharpened to the point where if you put this on paper with a bit of pressure and you put it through these rollers, there are rollers here, then those shapes are going to cut out of the paper. And then you can either do this from a colored paper. So if I were to do this, I would probably use, I've got a notepad lying here, a sketch pad rather, lying here, craft paper pad. Okay, so if I were to cut this from the craft paper, these would already be the right color, and I can just add a bit of shading and so forth. This is another video I'm going to make on tinted charcoal, but look out for that one. So that's how you use these, and then you make cards with them. And while I've got this card here, this at the back, this backdrop, that's an embossed backdrop. So that was an embossing plate that I've used, and then I came in with the die cuts over the top. And this is a bit of stamping, inking, washi tape, and that's your card. Here's another one. This is an infinity card where you have, this is a die cut set that goes along with its stamp set. So you stamp the image and then you cut it with a cutting die, and it cuts brilliantly. This is from a different set. But yes, this is the infinity card that will keep opening like that. That's the idea of this card. This is good. You can once you start playing with this, you don't want to stop. I just want to get it back to its starting point. Okay, then a couple more examples of the dies. This was cut with a die. I obviously need to finish these cards still, which is why they're all lying here. So all of these are dies or combinations of dies. This is actually the negative of this one that I've decided that I would use, and that one. These were die cut from white cardstock and then colored with ink. So those are what your dies would look like, and sometimes you can create movement on these as well. This is very cute. I need to finish this. Here's another embossed card with the embossing, and I've just inked the embossing. So that gives you an idea. I don't want to do this all day. Let's get back to the stuff that I have recently bought. My apologies. Okay, so this is the three camels. There are so many references in the Bible to camels that having camels in the Bible would be an absolutely brilliant idea. So how do you use the dies in the Bible? Let me show you. It's another one of my journaling Bibles, and I'll have to quickly page through here to come across so these are dies that I've pasted in, but these were pre-designed and pre-made, and I bought them as is. So those are not the ones. Oh, I know where I need to go to this most recent one that we've made. Don't you love this? Okay, so anyways, these are all cut with the dies, and these are cut with the dies, and those are cut with the dies, and that's how you incorporate dies in your Bible. You can do it directly on the page. These are also dies, and I'm quite sure there's going to be, okay, there you go, those are all dies. And so using them in your Bible journaling is, it's fantastic. They really add something to the journaling. Okay, so the camels, and then I have this little bee, and beehive actually, the honeycomb. And it says be, double E, happy. Be happy. I like that. I like that. I love bees. I love honey. When I grew up, we had hives on the farm where I grew up, and eucalyptus forest on the farm, and that eucalyptus honey is it's still one of my favorites because it's these childhood memories. This is a double dye, so you would cut one color from this and another color from that, and then this is obviously going to be a solid one, so those colors would show through on this one. This one would go on top of that, and then of course the smaller one as well. So that's how those work. These are leaves, fern leaves, and the idea again is to cut, oh goodness, it's sticky, aren't they? So you're going to cut these out from 2 different shades of green, and then overlay them, and they would sort of fit over each other, and it gives you more variety rather than a single solid green. On that bee theme, I have these little bees as well. Again, you've got that double dye, the solid and this one over top. So if I were to cut these, and I will do a video on these at some point, but I would cut both from yellow and both from black, and then I would have a black on yellow and a yellow on black, and I would have two bees for the effort of cutting it once. This is so cute. Again, there are gazillions of references in the Bible, or gazillions, I don't know what that number actually is. Loads of references in the Bible to cattle, to cows. The cows of Bashan is one of the constant references in the Old Testament. And I kind of like the idea of the cows, especially with the calves with it. So at one point you have, for instance, the Ark of the Lord, the Covenant Ark, being returned to Israel from the Philistines after it's been captured by the Philistines. And they yoked the wagon to cows that had calves at home. And the idea was to keep the calves locked up, and a cow would not leave her calf. I don't know how much you guys know about calves and cows, but they wouldn't leave their calves. And not having a driver on the wagon, they would just set the cows free to then walk off with the Ark of the Lord as a kind of test, like, is this God of Israel true? And of course, the cows left their calves and walked off with the covenant of God on the wagon, and they returned to Israel. They went straight to Israel. One of those absolutely brilliant stories in the Bible. So those are the kinds of places where I would want to journal those. When I buy these dyes, I tend to have something in mind for what I want to do with them. Now this is double packaging. This is called a nested dye. Let me get it out of its packaging. And a nested dye, you don't cut all of them at once. You're going to take them apart. I should have brought pliers. They don't actually, it's not that difficult to take them apart. Oh goodness. Let me take something else apart. I'm probably not going to use those apart from each other. Okay. So let me do this outer one. There you go. And you would, this is much easier if you have a pair of thin pliers. Okay, so you would cut this shape, and then you would decide which shape you would want, and you could make a heart border, or of course, if you don't want to put another one in there, you would have the solid heart. And hearts are so versatile, aren't they? You can just do anything with them. So those are the nested dies, nested inside each other. That's why it's called that. I had this farm theme going in my head when I bought these, and here are the sheep, again in you with the lamb and the wind pump. I tend to call these windmills for some reason. It's not a windmill, of course not, it's a wind pump. And this one can go to the Bible autocard making. Love this. I told you I grew up on a farm, and that rural theme runs in a family, so this would be a brilliant card to make for my dad, my brother, my whoever. There's options on that one. I've been working with pastels here, and I found pastel residue on my table. I obviously didn't clean up very well afterwards. This is a die that I actually already own, but it came as a set. Here's the other one. The two of them were sold together, and so I figured owning a second one of those would not be a problem to me. It is certainly not the first time I've doubled up on dies. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is a straightforward tree. It's not a straightforward tree. Actually, if I look at this now, it really isn't. I haven't used the other one yet, and here comes the second one already. There's a very real possibility of doing two colors on this one. That outer frame can be removed. So I can do this from brown and that from green. And if I be honest with you, right now I'm thinking I should use a green vellum, or use vellum and color it green. I'll do a video on that, and I'll show you how to do that. And then these are not grasses, it's patches of leaves that you can cut and add in between. And of course the watering can, not cans. This will fit on top of that, I think. If not, you've got two watering cans. I would have to play with this one to see exactly what the possibilities are there. So here you have the tree stump and its its branches, and then you've got leaves that go on top and more leaves that go on top of that. So this is a layered die again, but this time with 3 layers. I should put this one back in its packaging because these need to be kept together. Definitely need to be kept together. Let me leave that one for the time being. This is a scroll, a book roll, a scroll. Loads of references in the Bible to book rolls being opened and scrolls being read. It astonishes me that I haven't got one of these as yet. I do have in my stamps, but this is the first die that I bought. Here's another nested die, flower-shaped nested die with so many possibilities that this one could possibly be its own video. Quite possibly be a video all on its own. Okay, this is a very nice one. So what you do with this, oh come on, where do you open? There we go. This is a bit of filigree, a bit of decorative die, but these openings that's going to be created, you need to weave a thin piece of lace or ribbon or something. Yeah, probably not lace, thin ribbon through there, and that then elevates this to a whole different level. On that topic of the fern leaves, I've got something for foliage these days. I keep buying all sorts of foliage, but I thought along with those other fern dies, these ones, I'm going to get myself these because they will add something to these. And then the mushrooms are always a bonus. Love mushrooms. I know that it's actually a sign of rotten wood in your garden, and it's not great to have. It announces the presence of termites. Where you see those, they go with termites, but I still love them. Something nostalgic and cute about them. Isn't this lovely? There's a story I can tell you about when I was at varsity. I had a poster up on my wall where there was this young girl swinging, carefree, laughing, having so much fun, and this huge hand holding the swing that she was swinging freely from. And I can't remember the passage that went with this, but it spoke of the joy of the Lord and being in Father's care and something like that. And then there was another student who moved in right next door to me in the residence where we were staying. The fraternity house for the American watchers, viewers. And this young lady came from a home of non-believers, and she was goth, didn't believe in God, didn't have anything to do with God, and was very antisocial. Wouldn't make friends with anyone on the passage where we lived, and just, kept to herself. Didn't actually fit in with the rest of, because we were all friends on the passage where we lived. And I was determined to reach her. So I made this a matter of prayer, and I kept mentioning her to our Father in prayer. And I was concerned about her safety, her well-being, the risks she was taking with her own safety, her own life. And so I kept mentioning her to our Father, and lo and behold, she befriended me, rather begrudgingly at first, but she did, and finally accepted an invitation to come to coffee in my room. And she came over for coffee, and she walked into my room, and she stood staring at this poster for such a long time. Just staring at it, not saying a word. And the Holy Spirit prompted me to keep quiet. Sometimes words are not necessary. And I just allowed the Spirit to do the talking, because it was obvious that something was happening there. And weeks, possibly months later, I finally, she extended an invitation to me to come to coffee in her room. And the moment I walked in, I realized what it was that had her dead in her shoes. She just stood there. She had drawn a similar picture in dark charcoals, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, it was a very dark pencil sketch. But I seem to remember that it was charcoal that she'd used. A very dark picture of a huge hand, and this young girl being caught in this hand, struggling to be free from the constraints of this hand. And the contrast between the freedom of the young girl on the swing and the young girl trying to free herself from the constraints of the hand was striking. One artist to another, we had a conversation without words. And so whenever I see the symbol of specifically a woman on a swing, it will forever remind me of a gospel without words. This is quite simply a happy birthday, because you can also die cut your words. Oh, you've seen actually in the other example that I've shown you, the die cut words. There's another one in here. Oh, okay, yes, I forgot this was a set of 2. So this is a straightforward happy birthday horizontally. Pull it out. The plastic is so shiny. Okay, so there's your happy birthday. And then the vertical happy birthday. My poor little dustbin is overflowing with all the plastic. We've got a recycling bin here in the complex where I stay, and these plastics will all go into the recycling bin. So here's your vertical happy birthday and your horizontal happy birthday. Having both, absolutely fantastic when making cards. Where are those cards? I still need to finish those, and all these, and yeah, this is probably not the best card, but that's how a horizontal happy birthday would work on a card. Whereas your vertical one probably suited better for something like this. Well, I'm not saying these are the ones that are going to go on here, but that's the idea with those. Okay, so if you lose direction, a compass. I've got a nautical theme going, and I'm going to do a workshop with this nautical theme soon. I am slowly and surely gathering all the stuff I need for this. Now, this seems the wrong way around, but it is actually, it goes like this: north, east, south, west. Okay, but you can see the detail clearer on this side. Okay, this one, Azazel. How do you say that in English? Azazel? I don't know. References to goats in the Bible are rife. And isn't this billy goat absolutely gorgeous? I'm going to have so much fun with this one. This one is going to feature often. Oh, and this is such a happy one. I'm quite sure the origin of this was probably Halloween or something. Something like that. I don't want it for Halloween. I don't do Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween. Halloween is, it's not a South African custom thing in any case. But Ezekiel's dried bones coming to life. I like these for that passage in the Bible. And it's literally the only reason why I bought it's for that one single passage. It was probably a bit of a ridiculous thing to buy. To buy cutting dies for a single passage. I don't know where else you would be able to use these. There must be more passages that talks about bones. I'll have to research that, but that's the idea behind those. I told you I have these specific ideas for the dies that I buy. And this one is one of those universal ones. How many references are there in the Bible to studying God's Word? And I actually now think of a passage that's in probably Proverbs that says, too much studying wearies the soul. I could use this there as well. Or more positively, studying God's Word and so on. This one can be used all over. This is another happy birthday. I actually ordered this before, and then the wrong cutting dies were placed in the order. And Temu was good about this. Let me tell you, Temu was really good about this. I contacted them immediately and I said I had received something that I didn't order in the place of something that I did order, and they immediately, I'm trying to figure out how to put this one. They immediately refunded me. I mean, as in, I took photos of this of the wrong stuff that came. The refund was in my, well, you can have it paid out or just have it refunded. I know I'm going to buy from Temu again, so I just normally have it on credit on the site. It was there within minutes. within minutes. It wasn't 10 minutes, or I think it's probably not even been 5 minutes. And I was refunded. And they also let me know that they're not going to bother to come and pick up the stuff that they'd sent wrongly to me, that I could happily keep those. Which I did. And to be quite honest with you, this was what I received. Let me show you. I had received these cutting dies. So then I went back, since I now had the cutting dies, and I ordered the stamps to go along with this. And, well, that's where I got these little cute little cattle pictures from. It's from a wrong order, or wrongly delivered order. But yes, and so then I finally did buy these, the big happy, and the birthday small. So there we go, that's the better way to do it, that way around. So whether you use this on its own, or this on its own, or the two together, doesn't really matter. It's a fabulous set. So therefore I really should put it back in its packaging. Okay, I'll do that just now, to keep it together, isn't it? This is a set of music notes. Now, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. How many references are there to music? So many. I love music. Those little mice of mine making music, and this one, these are going to go so well together. This is an interesting one. And I will need to cut this out to show you exactly how it works. I will attempt this. You cut this and then you fold these tiny little bows. So these ends would fold over to the center here. And then that one will go behind it. And those will be the ends of the bow. And then this one sort of wraps around, keep everything together. I will do a video where I use this and show you, because it's a really difficult concept to grasp willy-nilly like that. Now, I have also ordered 2 sets of things, and these are the ones I kept for last. So this is a set of tiny figurines, just little figures. The Bible was written for people. And so I have loads of dies with figures already. Loads. Gazillions. No, not gazillions. What is that word? It's probably not even a word, is it? I don't know. But I have loads of them. And these, they're larger than these. The ones I have are about double the size, I suppose. And I like the idea of these smaller ones, because I can't open this thing. There you go. Let me show you why. The bigger figurines work extremely well in the larger Bible, where you have the wider margins. See, this is another die cut. And they will work brilliantly in these wider margins. These are not dies. It's a different technique altogether. I'm going to do a class on that pretty soon. There are so many workshops coming up. Anyways, well, you know, when you're trying to find something, this is printed with a printer, the little handheld printers that I bought on Temu as well. Yeah, these dies, I seem to come across these dies all the time. Well, here's another example. The bigger musical instruments, and then I have these smaller ones that you've just seen. Well, these are not the instruments, these are the notes. Now, these will work in the smaller Bible, whereas these work well in the larger Bible. Now, if I now bring in this Bible, Let me just get to a page here. Can you see how these figures are a better size for these margins? Whereas the other figures I have, they'll probably fit, but I wouldn't have space around them. And space, when you create art, you don't want something to seem too cluttered. It creates too much tension if there's too much clutter. And so yes, having the smaller figurines, the figures, are I think a benefit. Here's a little boy with his doggy. Cute. How cute are they? These are all children, by the way. Figures of children. A running child. Twirling, maybe. Looks more like twirling than running. These are two youngsters with, I think that's a bucket for maybe on the beach or something like that. And the last one is also two youngsters. I like how many of them have more than one figure. There's a bit of interaction then. Aren't they lovely? Gonna have so much fun with these. So much. Yeah. Put them aside. And then I have been wanting to do this forever, and I've never done it, where Temu has these surprise packages. You order a number of dies and you don't know what is going to come in that order. They tend to be very cheap by comparison to the others. Really, really cheap. And I think this was a packet of 30, maybe it was 20. I can't remember, and I can't see where it says the amount inside. I'd have to refer to my invoices. But there's that surprise packet that I bought myself. Okay. Oh, those are cute. Fish. I told you I had this nautical theme going, so that's fantastic. You can never have enough butterflies like that. It's a girl. My friends are past this age. But I guess the next generation is coming into their own. They're getting married now. So there will be another girl to announce. Well, there you go. Where are my musical notes? I've just got some more to add to that. Slightly smaller, so that's nice. Here is a banner of hearts. Oh my word. The passage in the Bible that says, His banner over me is love. Maybe these are not hearts. I will turn them into hearts, I can tell you now. It's a song. He lifted me up into heavenly places, and His banner over me is love. This is a Christmas tree. I think it's a Christmas tree. I suspect so. Flowers. Love the flowers. There's a corner die to decorate a corner with. This is, oh, a bunny. It's a bunny. Hello, bunny. And a bear. And a bear. Oh, a ballerina. A ballerina that coincides with the size of my other figures. She can go directly there. Join those. There are my hearts again, and they're buttons. And this is the peace dove. The one that Noah sent out of the ark, and it came back with a twig in its beak. And that's when they knew that the water had receded enough for them to be able to come out of the ark. That's the birthplace of the peace dove, that biblical symbol. Peace has been restored between God and mankind. Here's a second one of these bunnies. And a second peace dove. And a second bear. And a cat. and a globe. I actually have one of these globes already in my rather extensive collection. And I have a spider. Now this is curious because I like the idea of spiders. It sounds odd, but spiders have such a negative rap. I actually don't mind spiders that much. I'm not that scared of them or anything, but they have such a negative rap that if you want to portray evil in the Bible, all you need to do is put a cobweb, a spider's web, and a spider in there, and it's a good representation of evil. Everybody gets that simile. That's it. That's the parcel. There's nothing else to unravel. I had a really good time unpacking this and just sharing a couple of stories with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Didn't bore you out of your mind. May you have a blessed day. May you find joy and fulfillment in what you do. And if I can leave sort of an end note for you, on my way home, I walk to and from school, as I'm 2-3 blocks away from where I work. And walking home this afternoon, I was thinking that this parcel is waiting at home for me. And I thought how I keep buying stuff, and I'm probably going to keep on buying stuff, but we never seem to be satisfied with what we have. And when we get what we really wanted, there will always be something more that we want. And so I'm going to leave you with a prayerful thought. May you get what is good for you and what you need rather than what you want, so that you can enjoy true fulfillment, happiness, joy, and peace, rather than a temporary blessing that is short-lived and then the gaping hole of need and want just opens up again. May our God and Father provide for you that which you need. That's my prayer for you in Jesus' name. Amen. Have a blessed day, guys. Cheers.